Hello Sagittarius, this is your extended reading. So, are you ready for this new adventure that we saw ending the first part of your reading? I feel like it is pretty exciting, and I feel like there is a lot of stability coming your way, but also a lot of abundance and maybe someone new. So let's see the cards of your extended. We start off with the Ace of Pentacles. So it's interesting because we're starting with another Pentacle card, and you know, being the Ace, it's just emphasizing this new beginning. And straight away what I heard was it's a solid new beginning. And it feels like, because, you know, we saw the middle row from your first part being all Pentacle cards, right? The Four of Pentacles, the Two of Pentacles, and the Five of Pentacles. So this stepping up process, but also this knowing that there is this very specific place that you have had glimpses of it, right? Through perhaps your dreams, but also mostly your intuition, right? So it feels like it's a very solid new beginning. And well, what I heard also was it's a gift. And it feels to me like it's a gift from the universe for you, Sagittarius, because what I'm seeing with the card that is following the Ace of Pentacles, well, being the Three of Swords, right? This is showing like you have endured a lot, right? So I just heard this word endurance, right? It's almost like you have been through a lot. You have been through a lot of pain. You have been through a lot of heartbreak, right? And so the universe is gifting you with a solid, well, what is coming through right now is like solid opportunity, right? So this stepping up, right, this upgrading process that you're going through, and because you're going through such a huge new beginning, right, that is exciting. It's almost like that learning process, that quick learning curve had to occur right before, but it feels like it was this crescendo of energies, because what this Three of Swords is talking about, it's like you've been hurting for long enough, right? So that's that. It's like the end of that. Like, you know, this new beginning, this pretty solid new beginning is coming through to end this phase, right? To end the pain in a sense, right? And it feels like it's very quickly also, because after the Three of Swords we have the Empress. So talking about upgrade, right? Being in a very awful place, right? In a very harmful, actually is the word that's coming through, harmful place, or it's not actually place, it's more like awareness. It's like your mind was only filled with hurt and regret and looking to the negative side of things, right? Or looking to the negative side of people, perhaps, right? And finding deception, it's what I'm getting. But moving on to this Empress, is like, you know, it's like you have one growth spurt after the other, and it feels like this new beginning, this solid new beginning, it's making things very tangible for you, right? It's making things, well, the gift itself, it's like it's this upgrade also in your material or perhaps even financial life, especially because of the Empress being so abundant, right? Very materially very abundant. And I feel like somehow you it's like this flip, it's like this changing gears very quickly, right? It's like last week you were in an awful place or an awful state of mind, right? And this week you're feeling great, you're feeling very abundant, you're feeling very prosperous. It's like you have everything that you need. And I feel like, well, it's interesting because the card that is following, right, being another Pentacle card, but the Six of Pentacles, right, it's telling me that, well, the word that came through is like this divine justice. It's like it's not that you're feeling overabundant. You see, it's like it's like you do have whatever you need, whatever you want, whatever you wished for, right? With the Empress, when you were here, right? When you were in this lower state of being, right? With the Three of Swords. And so perhaps this is just like a perception shift, right? Because in reality, it's like, it's not like you have like you're a millionaire. Perhaps you are, but it's like you have enough. This is what the Six of Pentacles is talking about. You have enough. And it's like you have enough to a point where you can share your wealth. And it doesn't have to be like a financial wealth, right? It could be, because we have a lot of Pentacle cards, but it could be like in a sense of your time, your energy, what you know how to do best, right? Perhaps you cook very well, so you know you're just sharing food, or you're sharing, you know, this just, well, perhaps you're, okay, so what I'm getting right now is like perhaps you're sharing stories of this spur of growth that you had like very quickly. So perhaps you're sharing the knowledge that you hold, right? But you know, these are different expressions of the same thing. What I'm getting mostly with the Six of Pentacles is like you have enough and you're ready and willing and wanting, right, to share it. You want to it's like you want to give back. It's like you're receiving a pretty solid present from the universe, right? That feels such a blessing. And you know, it feels such a contrast between the place that you were not long ago and where you're feeling right now, very abundant, right? So you want to share it, and you want to share it in an equal manner, right? Like it's like you're feeling so blessed with the Empress that you just want others to feel the same way. You see what I mean? But I feel like somehow it's almost like there are two layers to this extended, because I feel like this is one side of the coin in a sense, because we're talking about pentacles. It feels very like well suited for this metaphor, right? Being a coin. So on the one side of the coin, it feels like there is this abundance that is very perceivable, right, for you, and you want to share it with others, right? And then this next line is talking about perhaps perhaps this is the next learning phase for you, right? Perhaps this is the next spur of growth that you're going to have with this Page of Wands, right? With this new beginning. So the new adventure, perhaps it's talking about a more, it's like, it's connected to a relationship, Sagittarius, right? Because we end this part of your reading with the King of Cups, which to me feels like another, right? It feels like an outside person that, and I don't feel like it's someone you know yet. I feel like this is someone that is new in your life, right? But this, so the Tower and the Seven of Swords, this is how you perceive, or this is how you have learned how to approach relationships, or specifically romantic relationships, because we see the Cups suit here, right? So yeah, well, okay, so there are two things, right? First of all, being the King of Cups, it feels like someone, you know, because you have showed up not only as the Queen, right, but also as the Empress, like the Queen of Swords from the first part and the Empress now, right? It feels like they are mature also, and they are emotionally mature, which is quite exciting, is how it's coming through, right? But I feel like you're super guarded. You're super guarded to welcome anybody new. It's how it's coming through. To welcome anybody new into your life. So what I'm seeing here is like with the Tower specifically, what I heard was you're rebuilding yourself. So not only physically and tangibly with, you know, all of these pentacle cards, and perhaps, you know, financially too. So you're going through this very, it's like this growing up phase in your life that you're taking care of yourself materially, right? Financially, to look for more stability in your life, to feel this abundance multiplying, right? It's like you're taking care of yourself. You're becoming responsible with your three-dimensional life, right? In a sense, and perhaps with your body, it's what I'm hearing with the Empress too, right? So perhaps you're taking care of your body more now, right? And your health, health and wealth. These are the two layers that you're taking care of, right? And because you're so focused in doing that, it's almost like I'm seeing you with the Tower card. I'm seeing you lay brick over brick over brick, just as you were, you know, taking step by step, looking at your feet. It's like now you're carefully rebuilding yourself, right? Rebuilding the structure of your life, so it's grounded in a stable foundation. It's how it's coming through, like stable foundation. It's like this is a requirement for you that is really important, right? And I feel like it's interesting, Sagittarius, because it's like, it's not like you're splashing money around. Like it feels like you have enough, and you're doing so so mindfully, because you know exactly how to direct the resources that you have, right? So it's not like you're overly expending what you have, right? Or what you have received with this gift from the universe, very solid gift. But I feel like you're directing it to oh yeah, this is so interesting, because what I heard here from this first spur of growth for you was you're owning yourself, right? You're walking with your head held high. So it's almost like you know exactly what to do with what you have, and you know how to put things into place. It's how I'm seeing with, you know, you laying brick by brick. It's like you know how to organize your life now. But I feel like somehow the Seven of Swords is talking about, it's like not only you're rebuilding yourself, it's like you have a fence around you that is still very solid too, but solid in your mind. You see the difference between the Pentacles and the Swords. So it feels to me like, although you're very focused on the rebuilding of this more material aspect of your life, right? Perhaps your financial life, perhaps your house, perhaps your health. But I feel like something very tangible, so very practical. And because you have arrived to this Queen of Swords, being very careful of your ideas and just following your intuition, right? With also the Moon card that we saw in the first part. It's like you have trusted enough that you let your mind lead, in a sense. So it's like this automatic pilot that you have embarked upon, right? Because you didn't have to think in each step, as I said. And so with the rebuilding process, it's the same thing. You have entered this flow state that you no longer have to think which piece goes where. You know exactly where things go, right? In your financial life, in your material life, in your perhaps exercise routine, you know, you'll know how it applies. But because you're no longer, you switch gears into this automatic pilot in your mind, it's like you're not really aware of the fences that are still there. You see what I mean? It's almost like this is oh, what is the word? Oh my god, the word just escaped my mind. I'm getting release and rescue, but it's none of those two. And it's not glimpse also. It's like the residue. Yeah, that's the word. It's a residue of your old beliefs. But I feel like somehow it's like you'll know that these fences are still up surrounding this tower that you're rebuilding once this one shows up, once the King of Cups knocks on your door or stumbles upon you or comes your way, right? Or approaches you in any way, and enters your life. Because I feel like this one is arriving, and you know, they're the ones who are triggering the remembrance in you, just the awareness in you that you still hold a lot of fences in regards to relationships, right? In regards to maybe romantic relationships. But it's interesting. So I'm going to add the bottom of the deck right now because it's talking about this fencing up, right? It's interesting because on the first part, we had a lot of this message about stepping up, moving upwards, right? And here is like, it's like as you climbed the stairs up, it's like so did the fences. Like the fences also grew in a sense, right? So this is what this one is like coming here to point you in a sense. And what I'm seeing with the bottom of the deck being another 7, but the 7 of Wands, this is where it connects here to this new adventure that we saw in the end of the first part with the Page of Wands, right? So this is the new exciting beginning, and this is where, you know, this one coming into your life and pointing to you how you are still protected by these very high fences, right? And this is just a metaphor, right? Because it's the swords. So it's like this mental fence, you see? It's like these old thoughts. But this one is coming with a lot of emotional balance. It's how it's coming through, and emotional maturity especially, right? Because it's like this switching gears again. It's like this quick learning phase that you're going to go once you allow them in, right? Because it's like you move from the swords into the wands. So you move from the mistrust into excitement, right? Into feeling this. So it's like what I'm getting, it's like electric currents through your body moving through you, right? Because of this one, because this one is pointing how these, so it's like, it's almost like, you know, those fences that has I don't know if this is common where you live, but where I live, it's very common, those high fences to have those electrical protections. I don't know the name of that thing, but it feels to me like the approach of this King of Cups into your life, right? It's like they're helping to burn that down. It's how it's coming through. And it's very exciting, Sagittarius. So let's see what the astrological runes have for you as a final guidance. But anyway, it feels very exciting to me, at least. So let's see. Oh, okay. So the rune that came through is the rune for the sign of Virgo. So it's interesting. I feel like this is what you're tending to. I feel like, you know, this, oh yeah, okay. So this Virgo advice, actually, how it's coming through with the runes, it's talking about this rebuilding process and how you're learning to just to enjoy this abundance, right? Because you're doing so in a way very mindfully, very carefully, like paying attention to each brick that you're laying, each foundation that you're grounding yourself upon, right? So what this is talking about, and perhaps it's this final guidance for you, it's like, oh, sorry. It's not like, keep doing what you're doing with a lot of mindful care, right? With a lot of presence. So what I'm seeing here as a final guidance, I'm sorry, but I'll have to shorten this anyway. So it's like, continue what you're doing, pay attention to your physical life, pay attention to your financial life, take care of yourself in this more practical manner. You're doing well. Continue to do so with a lot of attention, with a lot of presence, right? And just allow yourself to splash on it, or just soak in this abundance, soak in this prosperity, just enjoy it. This is the message from this room today for you, Sagittarius. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope this was insightful. Yeah, thank you so much for being here with me today. I'll see you next time. Okay, take care. Bye.